Great to see you here. As Bill said at the beginning, there are multiple emotions that we have at a time like this as we watch a dear friend moving on to other activities away from our immediate orbit. And we're also celebrating an extraordinary record here at CCDIP and at Baruch College more generally. I'd like to focus a little bit on what Karen has meant to me, because I think of her as a mentor. I think of her as an example of what it means to do public service from the heart, from the head, with tremendous goodwill and passion that never flags. And there are a couple of things that I'd like to call attention to that I think all of us see in Karen, and that all of us will miss here at Baruch every day, even as we are happy that it's still somewhere nestled in the West Village. And we know that we can tap it if we need it. Number one, Karen is a teacher. And she's a teacher in the sense that Bill and Ann both mentioned, that she has led thousands and thousands of people through sessions, either both directly and indirectly. But if you've ever talked to Karen, you know that when she describes something to you, she wants you to understand it. She wants you to understand everything about it, but in a good way, so that it is impossible to leave 20 minutes of company with Karen and not understand more about the challenges of people with vision loss across the spectrum of those losses. It is impossible to understand how much we can do and how little of that we willingly take in hand on a regular basis. And that's where her energy, enthusiasm, and passion come in. Number two, Karen is utterly relentless. She doesn't forget anything in the course of a year, much less a month, a week. These are decades-long struggles that she's been centrally involved in and vitally and creatively involved in for as long as I've known her. You know, she's been here longer than me. It's not by much, so I've been able to watch this unfold over a course of more than 30 years. And that's hard to do. You know, those of us who have tried to get anything done when we have to measure our progress step by step over periods of decades at a time, having somebody who can be joyous and optimistic while still being realistic and creative is a remarkable, remarkable thing. Number three, Bill mentioned this up at the top, and I won't spend much time here because you've had the examples. Partnership. She knows that not everything, as protean and as amazing as she is, can be done by Karen and CCVIP alone. It's done in partnership with government, it's done in partnership with other NGOs, it's done in partnership with a broad community which involves scientists, which involves policymakers, which involves people who are thinking about mathematics education irrespective of vision status. She does everything that she needs to reach out and build the community that forms a strong web that is much, much deeper than even one extraordinary human being. And finally, number four, she has the capacity to energize people around her. We've all felt that, right? We've all felt that with the remarkable tools that she's designed. We've all felt that every year at the conference in the spring when we see such a broad segment of the community. This year reaching out to London and getting software developers to comment from that city on what they were seeing happening in New York at that time. She gets people on board beyond the formal partnerships and shows them what's possible. These are not qualities we find together very often. They are not qualities that we find at this level of persistence and excellence very often. Karen, you are a blessing to all of us. It has been remarkable to watch your career here at Baruch College. We live relatively close to one another. I know that I'll see you in town, but I will very much miss seeing you and all that you mean for this institution here on Baruch campus. Congratulations.